Hello, hello, hello. Oh, there we go. Here's the new update, I guess. Kind of, I guess, lackluster because it's the same Halloween event as last year's. Obviously, I'm going to cover it anyways. So. There's some little offers in the store for some Halloween crates. I don't think it's that worth it. If you probably want to bundle, it's probably this one since it gives you two of them for a cheaper price. Able to buy every Halloween special event ship as well. Guises, commanders. Or you can buy the commanders separately, and guises, bold skin ships here. They did say that there's going to be coupons once you complete every tier of the and fall bounty. Oh yeah, here's a for the Navy's 250th anniversary is the electrician guys. Isn't that wonderful? You don't even get an actual ship from it. It's just a rental. I mean, I guess you get the electrician guys. So there's nothing really else in the store except, I guess, this. Looks like there's coupons anywhere, but there's something. Here's the calendar. Looks like you get 2 fall crates every week, so you get 6 of those in total, 3 from the first week. The flag is then Halloween crate at the 3rd week, and then obviously you get the guys. So that's enjoyable. Here's the Castilla. Activate. Yeah. So, let's see. War Spy as a premium. Duke of the Stone. Obviously, you need Asterios. that part. Exeter. New York. See that button? That's weird. So they're actually putting the Spanish cruiser commander in, but it's like halfway into a thing, rather than usually being at the beginning. Even making it behind a wall still. Fantastic. Atlantica, Cataluna, Roma. Right. That's fun. It's like legendary battleships. Yeah, I can view the ship as well. I'm pretty sure this thing is like a Napoli, really. There's a 254, the same structure as Napoli. Except, I guess the ready rack would be the only difference. Big difference. I guess some. So what's its yield? 36 miles per second, duration 28, reload time 60, 2. 2.5k torpedo range detection, and then 5 kilometer ship range detection, a duration of 100 seconds, and then chemical fighter. The next one. $6,000 hit points exactly to detect or damage reduction 90%. 15.8 flying range, 24-second reload. 25.7 second torch burst. I have a high shell grouping already. So it'll be pretty accurate. 945 meters a second. It's pretty high. HE shell damage is 3,600 with a fire setting chance of 16. 6,300 damage for maximum AP shell damage. That muzzle velocity is pretty high for the ship. Second is 5.5. 1,500 damage per second with 5%. HE shell damage minus with 5% fire setting chance. Torpedoes. I don't remember Napoli's torpedoes, but I'm pretty sure this is like the Spanish version of them, so this would be 8 kilometers. 62 knots. Regulated 106 seconds. Feels like that's pretty quick. 15,621 damage. It's pretty good AA for cruising. 350 damage at 3.5 kilometers, 107 damage at 5.2, and 86 damage per second at 2 kilometers. 37 knot speed, which is probably like 38.1 if you add the speed boost to it. Turning circle radius of 820 meters. That's pretty amazing for a cruiser. A little bit higher than usual. How the ship looks, it makes sense. Rudder shift time 11.5 seconds. Concealment 13.7 by sea, 8.2 by air, and firing guns and smoke is 9.2 kilometers. I'm pretty sure this thing is exactly the same as Napoli. Although I haven't checked Napoli's armor scheme in a while. So, obviously you can get citadeled or shot through by 15 or higher inch guns. So, nice citadel look. Pretty much just a little bit above water citadel. It's nearly half the bottom part of the hull as well. This thing is pretty much like a project of Napoli. So, I don't think there'd be too many differences between its armor and such things, but let's see. Castilla, while developing their own cruisers, Spanish engineers actively learned from the Italian peers, of course, and the latest achievements of Italian engineering in the field of ship armor protection and armaments. The knowledge gained could have culminated in a project based on a fusion of Italian and Spanish naval design, thinking projects of the Ansaldo cruisers and a project for a Super Washington cruiser from the Farrell shipyard. Year design 1940. So yeah, pretty much like what? From tier 6 or tier 5? No, tier 6 and up on the Spanish tech tree. It's just copy and paste of Italian cruisers that already existed in the game. So yeah, I forgot to talk about this thing. Ship parts, marathon. Let's just scroll up and down. And rewards are along the way. On December 1st, to play Ultimate Prize. The Lug Dunham. But it looks like I could possibly complete this in the first 2 months rather than waiting. But I guess it would depend on what they're gonna have all these ship parts in, because obviously you can get a lot from the campaign and or missions, but I think they came with the weekly missions last. There we go. So if you want to go through this, it's pretty much a Lyon for the Pan-Europeans, I believe. Could be wrong. And here's the rewards. So, in the first 2,000, you get Santa level crates, Merry tokens, which will be important for the Christmas celebration. Use more level Santa 2 crates. So what? You get 6,000 of these Mary tokens, and at the 15,000 mark, you get 3 or 2 level Santa 3 crates. Obviously, you get the lug gun, which, let's see, could be the ship, I guess. This looks like a Leon, really, or exactly like Leon. But, you haven't seen that frost-covered camera in a while. That was like a few years ago. Let's see here. Pretty good DCP of 15 second duration. Let's see, repair rate. 266 health per second, duration of 28, a really time of 40. That's pretty high for a tier 6, or pretty quick for a tier 6, you know. You already get 3 alone, and you have any difference? No, you just get 4 enhanced target and secondaries. Maybe the reload time is quicker. 40. So this thing has 53,400 HP, 16% torpedo damage reduction, a battery, 4x4 340s, 15.9 kilometer range, 25-second reload, 51-second turret traverse. 1.6 shell driven, which is pretty low. Let's see. 4,100 HE shell damage max. 24% fire setting chance. 57mm armor pattern. I guess that'll be pretty good at the tier. 7,800 AP shell damage max. Oh wow, the muzzle velocity is different, significantly different. This is pretty much thanks to spam HE because the shells will get there faster. What? That's like 140 meters a second difference. So this secondary is 4x2 is 130 millimeters, 6 kilometers with a 4-second payload. 1,900 damage max with a 9% chance to set fires, and 4x4 130s, same reload and range, and same everything else really. Other than that, it's so high. The armor can only plan 22mm. It doesn't make it not look that good anyway. With the secondary armor, unless they're trying to trick people on making this thing into a secondary battleship, because that'll be dumb. Might as well just make it into accuracy and use the quick firing guns. Let's see here. At 3.5 kilometers, it's about 240 damage per second. At 5.2 kilometers, it's 76. And at 2 kilometers, it's around 130 damage per second. For the A, so I guess it's not too bad of a for the tier. So let's see here. Maximum speed of 27 knots. Turning circle radius of 700, rudder shift time of 14.1. So it goes about 28 knots. The speed booster or battle booster. The range by sea is 14.6, range by air is 8.8, and firing guns and smoke is 12.2. There's regular weaknesses. Pretty sure it's just exactly like what you have. Underwater citadel. Obviously, you can go through the bow or stern. Bishop or this. Let's hit the top part of the ship from long range. The mid part of the ship from long range and do damage like that. If you have a 15-inch gun or higher, will most likely happen if it's facing tier 7, so it does have pretty strong side armor for most things. What's its overview? I don't know. The Arctic's icy grip had numerous mysteries, some that seemed to remain untouched, others meant to be unraveled. During the turmoil of World War II, this mighty battleship disappeared into the frozen waters, only to be resurfaced in archival records decades later. These records inspired a young scholar and an avid explorer to embark on a search for this vanished ship. Year design 1913. I guess it's made up anyway, so. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Halloween missions. Road to New Year. Okay, so this is the extra missions it was talking about. So this is probably like a one-time thing where you get 4,000 of these ship parts, and all you have to do is just play battles, so it's completely free in that sense. Let's see, does weekly assignments have anything to do with it? Okay, so they changed it. What is this? Oh no. It's not it. So, what symbols? The same symbols as last year. Here's one location. So, I guess if you beat this, you get the coupons. Because they were. They had coupons in the patch notes for the Halloween thing. Where one of them is for, I can't remember. I know one of them is to pretty much get a commander for free. One of them is, one of them is supposed to get one of the, like, Queen Mary Goyon for the American destroyer Nicholas for free, pretty much, because it only costs 1 doubloon if you have one of these coupons. And then the last coupon is a 30% off of, Sean Wars 43, Blazing Dread, Rasputin, and some of the other higher tier ships. So I'm pretty sure this is where you can get the coupons if you simply just win 3 battles, and 2 battles here. Let's see. As you can see, you don't even need to do any of the campaign or buy the campaign. You get pretty much all the ship parts from it at the very beginning. And you get free Halloween crate at the end. So that's 6,000 ship parts in total at the very beginning here. USS Laffey. So let's see. Pretty standard DCP for this short. 277 health per second, the 20-second duration, and our reload time is 2 minutes. Get obvious AA defense. Let's see here. The smoke generator is a 15-second duration. Dispersion time is 60 seconds. Reload time 120. But I'm assuming once you use all the smoke screen, it still has that reload, but obviously you can get it back within that reload. And that's why it's considered unlimited, because rather than getting like 2 or 3 permanent smokes, you get this for pretty much unlimited. Obviously, looks, I don't know about if you can turn it on or off. Conserve some of the smoke generator, but could be that as well. Hit points 18,500. Main battery 3x2 is 127 millimeters. Main fine battering range is 11.2. Reload time is 3.5. So it can even go lower than that. Turning circle radius of 7.2. The main battery turret burst speed 7.2. HE shell damage of 1,800. Fire setting jets at 5. And 2,100 max AP shell damage with, let's see, 21mm threshold. Two by 5s, torpedoes, torpedo range of 8 kilometers, 66 knot speed. That's pretty low for that. Reload time 140 seconds. Simulated damage of 16,800. They could have just rounded that off, honestly. The 8-kilometer torpedoes is low for Tier 8 American. Really could be wrong. I haven't looked at Allen M. Sumner's torpedo range in a while, so let's see here. AA defense, 93 damage per second at 2 kilometers, and 112 damage per second at 3.5, and 66 damage per second at 5 kilometers. Speed of 36.5, so it only goes up to 37.6 or 7 knots with battle booster. Turn circle radius of 620 meters. Rudder shift time of 3.1 seconds. Concealment 7.1 by C. So let's see here. So it'll be 6.4 if you add the concealment mod as well. Range by air is 3.6, and firing guns and smoke is 2.6. There's the armor scheme if you want to know about it. Let's see, Laffey. USS Laffey, an Allen M. Sumner destroyer, was commissioned in February 1944. That year, she participated in the Allied landings in Normandy, as well as in several amphibious operations in the Philippines. During the Battle of Okinawa, USS Laffey came under a massive attack by Japanese aircraft. Thanks to the incredible efforts of her crew, the destroyer survived 6 kamikaze hits, any one of which could have sent a larger ship to the bottom. After her repairs, Laffey continued serving in the U.S. Navy until the mid-1970s. Entered service 1944, ships in a Series 58. That's the legendary USS Laffey. Yeah, he does have a lot lower torpedoes. I assume the reload time should be about the same with the Laffey and Sumner, but the main difference would be torpedoes. So yeah. Obviously, all the Spanish cruisers are out. So, unfortunately, nothing new in the steel section. And obviously, yeah, this is literally the same thing as last year's. It was kind of boring, or pretty boring, but you know, if you were there last year, you know how to prevent, you know how to play this properly. But obviously, you get the Laffey skin when you only complete the hard mode, and for the insane mode, you get a Halloween crate at the end of it. But obviously, that's a one-time reward, so. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, I guess they did buff Rasputin's armor scheme. I don't know what else they buffed, because that's the only one I can think of on the top of my head. Yeah, they did give it tougher armor. What? The bow was pretty much this color, where any shell, or like the large caliber shell, could go through it. So now they buffed it up to 14-inch, which is pretty nice. You see that? It already has tough armor on the sides, but obviously with the little gaps and edges in it, you can get shells in between those and do damage anyways. So Yeah, nice little thing there. Let's see, let me check what else they did to other ships. If I can find any. Yeah, there's gonna be some more rains. Because apparently, I guess they forgot about Brawl and Arena. And let's see here. From October 11th to the 13th, the first win bonuses will be improved by 5 times 5. So, times 5 XP will be back on the October 11th through 13th. And then discounts. So, from October 13th to 27th, celebrate the U.S. anniversary, Navy's anniversary, with a 25% off from Tier 5 to 7. So if you're looking at any of the Americans at Tier 5 to 7, just wait until the 13th to get an extra 25% off. Let's see. Oh, the buffs only apply to the Halloween ships. So Mikoyan pretty much gets half its reload cut down to 6.5 seconds, and detectability and air range reduced only like about 0.5 or so. Queen Mary only gets its reload time reduced by 2 seconds from 28 to 26. And Rasputin pretty much got more of the buffs with 19 to 25 millimeter plating for bow and stern, torpedo bulge armor plating from 25 to 32 millimeters, and casemate armor from 75 to 100. And Citadel side armors from 13 to 32 millimeters. So yeah, they really buffed this ship in the terms of armor alone. That really does it for this. As same Halloween event, yippee. But yeah, I think that's about it. There's no new global, no new steel. It's been over a year since we've seen Marceau, so I highly doubt that's ever going to come out at this rate. And yeah, I'll just end the stream here. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.